Hello and welcome to Frank's School. I'm back. I've been to Europe since I was last standing here talking to you, the camera. Dazed and confused. I said that my trip, our trip, was so intense that it just takes a while to settle back in. It was a good trip. And I would even go so far as to say that if you could find a way to do it, you should try to make that trip. Last year I didn't say that. What I did last year, that Tour d'Europe, was so extreme that I don't think that was... I wouldn't recommend doing that. But this one, I think so. But it was so much. It's like a harvest. I came back having harvested so much information, so many impressions, so much new knowledge, and so much film footage, video, time. What do I do with it all? And I think of like a harvest. You know, you come in from the grape harvest and you've got all these grapes. Well, you can't eat them all at once, or the potato harvest. You can't. You know, harvesting is one thing, and then processing them and figuring out what to do with all this stuff, that's another one. That's another thing, and that's the situation I'm in. So what now? Well, this is the second year, 167th day, first video. I aim at 100. I have been aiming at 180 days because that's a school year, and in my mind, or in the United States, 180 days of schooling. And in my mind, I still am teaching ninth graders. You know, second year. So now what? Well, I am going to deal with this trip. But I'm not going to go in chronological order yet. That would be sort of the logical thing to do, to go through this trip as a way of sorting out all the stuff that I have learned and all the stuff that I have to share. No, not yet. I think I'll wait and make that a summer school. I'll fill out the 180 days with various things, and then I'll settle in to this summer. I'm not going to wait till fall. I'm going to do it this summer, into going through this trip, because there was just I have so much to teach and to share. But three things first that do have to do with the trip. I'm going to deal with them, and I say not in chronological order. There is a hotel called the Hotel Minho de Pena, and I talked about it before I went. It's the hotel that has been made out of a mill, and it was even better than I could have hoped for. And I want to show you the video of that and talk about that mill some. That I'll probably do tomorrow, I think. Then José's mill. If you followed this, I was going, one of the major purposes was to go and help José to measure and film and document his mill that's in ruins. Well, I'll then turn to that. Yes, I should be able to do that. I have measurements that may not be done yet. But I'll do that. This is immediate, in the next couple days. And then this man, Pedro Quintran, I think that's his name. I wish I had gotten his email address. But anyway, that will be Minho farming. Well, that and other things. He's the man that sat beside me on the plane as I flew from Lisbon to Philadelphia. And he's an American, but he was born in Portugal, and he was raised in a village of the very kind that I went to document. And for about 4 hours, he told me, answered all my questions, told me so much about what Minho farming, not only the farming, but the life, how people lived, what it was like. And that's going to take me more than a day. That may take me, I don't know, 2 or 3 days, because I ended up finally writing some notes down because I had learned so much. So that's going to come real soon. I'll say a little about contour gardening. That's a subject I've been carrying along. Well, there was a severe frost while I was gone, a severe one, and it basically killed everybody's garden plants. Unless they were covered, and maybe even if they were covered, I don't know. Everybody has had to replant, and I'm going to have to replant. I'll be doing that today. I think I had put in 65 plants, and 55 of them were killed. Now, one of them, though, it turned out an interesting experiment, because if you've been following this, I put tires on these plants, and for mulch I used pieces of vinyl and pieces of drywall and stuff like that. Well, that worked fine, but not against the frost. But there was one that I laid a piece of plexiglass over it. I just didn't have time to do anything else, and I wasn't here. And that one is fine. I took the plexiglass off yesterday, and so I'll show you that. So that's going to be going on. So anyway, there are going to be various subjects that I deal with up to the 180th day of this year, and then I'll think in my mind a second year, full year of Frank School will be over at that point. Then, falling water in Portugal and Galicia. That will be longer. That will involve many videos, many clips. I don't know how much I'll have to talk about them really, but I'll deal with that. And then, and probably in a sort of a, not chronological order, but in a geographical order that could be chronological. I think that's what I'll do here. And then details of Europe 2013. Details of. There's where I will go through the trip. What I haven't already shown, I'll show. The various things I filmed as I went along, and that will be chronological. There I'll give a record of the trip. It was a good trip. I do want to say that there is no possible way that I could have done that alone. And so I do want to deeply thank the woman that met me and traveled with me and drove and filmed and measured, and Shirley. I'm talking about Shirley. You'll see her in quite a few of the videos. It would have been impossible without her. And I'm so grateful to her for that. I had set off originally trying to put together a team of 5 or 6 or even 10 people to go to work on José's mill. And I probably approached 15 people trying to convince them to come along. And some of them almost did. But in the end, the only one that still was there was Shirley. She and it was, you know, it cost her money and it was not easy. This trip was not easy. On the people at home, many things about it were difficult, but I won't go on and on about this, but I certainly do owe her a debt of gratitude, and I wanted to say that. All right, I guess that'll be it for today. Probably see you tomorrow. Bye for now.